Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new and you're stopping by for the first time, welcome. My name is Melissa and I love to do all things crafty on a budget, especially Dollar Tree DIYs, trash to treasures. My favorite is signs and so much more. So if that's something you're interested in, I would love it if you would stick around by clicking the red subscribe button and then tapping the bell and all to be notified every single time I upload. So for today, I have two quick and easy Farmhouse Dollar Tree DIYs. So with all that being said, and I am so glad that you're here, let's jump right into today's DIYs.
I want to be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I want.
To start off, I just take my scissors and I take the tag off and set that aside. I then take my putty knife, and the stars that were on there, they're actually held on really good, so I did have to find an edge that wasn't completely flat with the sign and just pop them off. Now the paper did come off, but no big deal because we're going to use the flip side. So I set the stars aside and I took some mineral Waverly chalk paint and my favorite brush. These are always linked down in my Amazon favorites for anybody that's new here. These are really wide brushes and they're nice and smooth, so I love to use these because it definitely cuts your painting time definitely by half, if not more, and you can get really nice long wide strokes with it. So I definitely recommend these brushes. They come in a 2-pack, I think, for about $5, so definitely worth it. But anyway, I go ahead and give this one really good coat. I did not have to do a second coat just because this color is nice and thick and you could not see the sign through it. So after I painted it, I always go, up and down in one direction after I paint it, just so that it's smooth, and then I set that aside to dry. Next, we're going to work on the next project, and I got this wall sconce at Dollar Tree. I wish I would have picked up two, because after I did this project, I realized how cute it would be to do two of these for like on the side of a mirror or something like that. So if you want to do that, just double your materials. So I also took a chalkboard from, I don't think this is from Dollar Tree, you guys. I know I got it for $1, but Dollar Tree definitely does sell them. I just haven't been able to pick one up, so I just used what I had and I filled in the holes with lightweight spackling. I then started out by taking my white Waverly chalk paint and painting this sconce just like a basic coat, because after I give it one good coat, I do take it outside and spray it with some white spray paint. I was just going to do a couple coats on this, but I'm not going to lie, it was a pain in the butt to get in all the cracks and crevices. So I just put a coat of Waverly on there just so that way the spray paint had something to stick to, because this is plastic. Most of the time spray paint just wants to roll right off of it. So if you don't have white spray paint, just put a couple coats on it. Next, I take some ink Waverly chalk paint and I just go over this chalkboard. One, to cover up the holes, and two, just because this surface is shiny and I wanted it to be matte. While those two dry, I am going to go back to the sign. Now, I did get this off of designbundles.net, this printable, but you can go right on the internet and find whatever you like and print it out. I do believe this one was $2, and I will leave the link to designbundles.net, and then you just type in farmers market and it'll come up. But after I printed it and I laid my graphite paper down, I went ahead and traced it, and then as usual I used my black paint pen that is also linked down below in my Walmart favorites, and I just went ahead and went over whatever I traced. Now I like using this technique just because I think that it looks more professional and store-bought than if you were to just Mod Podge this picture on there. Or I do this a lot because I know a lot of you guys don't have a Cricut. I personally do, but I don't feel right bringing you guys crafts that not everybody can do. Next, I take the leftover stars. I only take 2 of them, and I just get rid of that paper from behind to the point where you can't see it. It was glued really, really good, so I couldn't get it all off, but I did just get enough off so that you couldn't see it from the front. After I did that, I went ahead and took some ink Waverly chalk paint, and I painted these black. And you might want to do 2 coats, but I didn't because you're going to see why in a minute. So again, after I put this first coat on here, then originally I was going to try to use my white paint pen, but because I believe these are actual metal, it was just rubbing the paint right off. So I did just take a fine point paintbrush and some white Waverly chalk paint, and I did paint every other half of the star points white, just so they could look like nautical stars. I thought that it just gave a really nice touch to it, so it's up to you if you want to do those white, but I thought that it just made the stars pop. So after I did that, I went ahead and took my chip brush. These are also linked down below in my Walmart favorites, and I did distress the edges by dry brushing some ink Waverly chalk paint around the edges to make it look more weathered and old. I really, really love this look. If you guys have been around, then you know I feel like I do the same things over and over, but I am a creature of habit, and if you guys ever get tired of what I'm doing, just please let me know in the comments down below. And you know, I get a lot of comments saying more signs, so I know you guys love them, so I try to bring them to you as much as I possibly can. After I did the edges, I did go ahead and do the circle part in the middle where the tag was hanging from, just so that it looked like the edges as well. And then I took the stars with some hot glue and I just glued them on either side of that hole right there. And that is all I did for this one, you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. So next I take this sconce, and with the same exact chip brush that I just used, just because you know, I didn't want to have to use another brush, but I did go ahead and distress all the edges on this wall sconce, and I am so in love with the way it turned out after I distressed it. I think it just looks so vintage and old, and I'm really, really happy that I decided to dry brush some black around the edges, because at first I wasn't going to, and then I figured that it probably would look really nice. Also, you can rinse out these chip brushes, so once you're done with them, do not throw them away. Definitely make sure to rinse them out because you can use them again and again. Next, I just mark every 2 inches on the chalkboard, and then I take my white paint pen and I just go over those lines. I do not make it perfect just because I wanted this to kind of look like wood. Now looking back, I wish I would have dry brushed a bit more to make it look like wood, but I'm always afraid to do too much dry brushing because you can always add more, but you can't take it away unless you paint over it again. So maybe I will go back and put more dry brushing on the inside, but I do go ahead and dry brush some white Waverly chalk paint all the way around the edges. Then once I get done with the edges, I do dry brush in between those lines. Again, I was going for the faux wood look, but I don't think it turned out exactly how I pictured it in my head. Does that ever happen to you guys? You have something in your head and it just does not turn out like you thought, but that's okay because I still love the way it turned out. Next, I just go ahead and take the wall sconce and some hot glue, and I go ahead and glue around. I did the top and the bottom edges just because the side edges were so thin and I didn't want hot glue seeping out. So if you do this project, you'll see what I'm talking about, that the top and the bottom are a little bit thicker than the sides. So after I glued that down, I just stuck some greenery in there, and then in front of the greenery, I stuck the light that comes with this wall sconce in there, and I am just so tickled with the way this turned out. So I wasn't originally going to put a bow on this, but I just felt that it was missing something, and you guys know that I love buffalo check ribbon. A lot of my decor has buffalo check or is black and white, so it goes with everything. So I did decide to add a bow. That is it, you guys. I am so happy you stopped by. Please let me know which one you want to recreate or which one was your favorite. As usual, I love to hear in the comments down below what you guys think. I love chatting with you guys down there, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry for the short video today. I've been so busy, you guys. So next week I'll try to have a few more projects than just 2. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video with somebody you think would enjoy it too. And I will catch you guys next time. Bye.
And never did I give in, just 'cause the thought of being vulnerable made me feel less than I am. I have never felt home till you entered my door, and from that moment I knew that a home is whatever you choose. That's the thing about you. The best thing